Udah recorded ya, bisa dimulai.
Okay. So this is my first time chairing in a scrum, so please bear with me. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to our Friday scrum. So first, I would like to start from our campaign. So this is HR intern position. I believe this is to you, Harvey. Any update?
Okay, thank you, Finn. We have no increase in applicants, but yeah, there is one applicant who declined the offer to go to trial, and then one more applicant will be on-site trial applicant. So the on-site trial applicants is still four.
Right. Thank you, Harvey, for the update. Okay, and then to sales and business development full time. This is to Kak Shalin ya.
Yep. Okay. So for sales and business development full time, no any further applicants, and like the bottom funnelnya it's all no activities actually. So perhaps we can actually put this job post again, maybe in LinkedIn or any other I don't know, any other platform. So yeah, I'll contact Kak Cynthia later yeah on regarding to this. Okay, ini sales and business development. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Kak Shalin. Okay, then to digital marketing then to Kak Arfi.
Yes, we only have increase in applicants, but no one signed up for the first interview yet. So yeah, on-site trial applicants still.
Okay, thank you Kak for the update. Then to next one is new employee request for PD chapter and field marketing specialist, both to Kak Shalin.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. So yeah, for PD chapter, we have increase in applicants. Most of them are from front end, and we also have one back end and one UI UX designer. First interview candidates, I interviewed one candidate like yesterday, 2 days ago with Kevin. So yeah, I like we decided to pass the candidate for trials, and so far we are waiting for the others who are still doing their online assessment. So yeah, I need to follow up again with them on the progress. And that is for PD, and then for field marketing specialist, there's an okay. So yeah, there's actually an increase in the Bali applicants. So yeah, the number is not reflected. Apologies for that. On-site applicants is still zero. And for Jogja, this we still have these two on-site applicants doing canvassing. But I'm still like, this is my friction here. Like since yesterday, I follow up with them on their like progress, right? Since they never actually like update the findings of the properties in the WhatsApp group. So yeah, I already like follow up again with them today. So yeah, hopefully they'll reply soon. Okay, so yeah, that's my frictions here in this role. So yeah, that's the update. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Kak Shalin. Okay, and then the last one is video editor intern to Kak Arfi.
Okay, for applicants, we have one increase, and then I will interview one in a few days, and then on such trial applicants, still one. Yeah, she'll have the presentation tomorrow. Hopefully, she passed.
Right. Okay. Thank you Kak Arfi for the update. And then we move to the next one, our main project supporting campaign. I believe this is yours to deliver, Kak Cynthia.
Yes, thank you, Kevin, for the time. Okay, so for the applicants we got is 215, and we have already the pivot plan for that. So we will close the attendees when it reached to around 350 to 400, because yes, I think I have explained this to the previous one, and we should consider as well to for our team member. Our team member will be on the quota of the participant, right? And then also for the next one, for the outreach, for the pivot, we're gonna start to reach the like Instagram community for the coding. So it will be like media partner from us. So yes, that's the update. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, thank you Kak Cynthia for the update. Okay, and then next one is internship campaign. So university outreach on HR intern. This is to uni. Any update?
Me,
Yes,
especially. Oh
yeah,
yeah, okay.
the HR intern.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So my update is from the number of university reached, it increased by 8 from 99 to 107 by today, and the number of response also increased by 8. So you can see from the activity section, I've actually list down all of the contacts and responded I received. They are from Kamadis UGM. They have confirmed and posted on their line group by previous day afternoon, and then the KMB USU same. Also from PEMA. PEMA is a perkumpulan mahasiswa psikologi, so is Psychology Students Association in USU. They have confirmed too to post the flyers by the night before online group, and then KMB ITB, and then BEM FEB. For the BEM FEB UGM, actually I have to fill out the form, G form, and currently in confirmation from their side. And for the BEM Psikologi UI, actually the contact person already responded, but in the meantime they cannot post soon because they are from the side they are in the transition period, so they need to wait until the new the new batch uh, the new batch really works, so they can pass the job for them. And then for the demo also same, they are waiting for the internal agreements first. So for the last one is KMK USU. KMK is a perkumpulan mahasiswa Katolik, if I'm not mistaken. They have responded and they also posted on their line and WhatsApp group. And that's for my updates. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. There's a lot of response here. Okay, good start. Okay, and then next one is university outreach on HR full time. I believe this is to you, Harvey.
Yes, I already 3 universities and haven't get a feedback from them. Back to you. Or maybe I'll just moving on to the ESS, yeah. For the ESS, we already have a program review for 101 January, and then we will move on with the January ESS. I'll bring up the ESS questionnaire on Sundays, no Sunday, Monday Scrum. So hopefully it can be rolled out on Tuesday, 26. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, thank you, Afi, for the update. Okay, and then the last one is on sales position. So on sales position, there is an increase of the number of university reached, so from 50 to 62. And for the number of response, there is an increase in one. I think one of the lecturers replied by sending me an email. Like I think it was a forum of their university where you can like post job postings or internship. So yeah. Okay, so that is it. So next one, I'd like to talk about possible friction. So maybe first to you, Parvi. Any friction?
No, I don't have friction so far, but I have new challenges. So yeah.
Okay. So next one maybe to you, Uni. Any friction?
No friction for me at the moment. Thank you.
Okay. And then to Kak Cynthia.
Yep. Thank you, Kevin. So far, there is no friction yet. Thank you.
And to Kak Shelen.
I think so far no. Besides the candidates for the canvasser role, that is like kind of hard to contact. Other than that, yeah, I think it's just their response like based on my ticket. So yeah, I think that's it.
Alright. Okay. And then to you, Kara. Any friction?
No, darling, everything's good from my side. Thank you.
Okay. And none for me too. Okay. So we are moving to discussion management, I guess. So okay. So the first one is from Kak Shelen ya. So HR employee journal evaluator. So maybe to you, Kak Shelin, do you have any update on this?
Okay, so for this one, I am actually supposed to ask Jim about this, so I think you can skip this one first, Kevin.
Okay, and then to Kak Ara regarding the CMC Ultra. Okay, no, skip. Okay,
Nunggu Jing aja yang aku CMCL.
okay, okay. And then next, okay, to Mr. James or so.
Wait, ini apa ya? Internship integrity. Yaudah deh, go to mine first deh. Atau Shelin dulu
Ini
yang
primary beneficiary yang dari Amerika itu Kak.
yang apa?
It's American primary beneficiary test to test whether or not the internship has to be unpaid.
Bentar, I'm a little bit confused. So are we discussing about this one or Arfi, which one exactly that you explain?
The primary beneficiary test.
Okay.
I think it's a
go
little
on.
bit delayed in my side, sorry.
Oke, gimana Kevin?
Okay, so maybe for this one, I'd like to start from Ara. Any input? Do you have any input or anything to add regarding this matter?
Can you please open the pictures and let everyone read? I'll go the last for the opinion, yeah.
Okay.
Somehow I can't make it bigger. I don't know why.
Apa?
Yeah, this one is much better, yeah.
And anyway, by the way, for this one, does anyone can come up with how does it relate to the internship integrity?
So is this from a university and like this is from this is from Mr. Jin ya? Like is
Arfi,
it to
I think Arfi
check?
can talk. Coba Arfi.
Okay, maybe Carvi, do you have any maybe insight regarding this matter?
Yes, Kevin, thank you. So this is actually a primary beneficiary test by Ministry of Labor from US, I believe. because I think I already bring it to the discussion with you, Kak Ara. It was a long time ago when I was going to create and check account that if we want to have unpaid internship, um, the primary beneficiary has to be the student. And then these are the questions that is designed to test whether or not the internship can be. And then there's also a particular question namanya defining the result itu nggak terpenuhi itu berarti nggak bisa itu enggak namanya harus dilihat extend semua semua ininya semua questionnya gitu makanya kayak gitu
Okay,
cuman
so
nggak tahu yang nentuin tuh kayaknya dari
okay, so
sana
I see
ya kak.
Kara raised her hand. Maybe do you have any input, Kara?
My question is, maybe Arfi that understand this. How many percent are we compliant to this beneficiary test?
Currently, we don't have any interns from America, but as you said before to me, that we can need this test. So yeah, I think the internship in Bukit Vista still have interns as the primary beneficiary.
Okay. Okay, baik. Terus what was the discussion? I'm still confused, Kevin.
Right.
I think we need
I
Mr. Jim
think maybe if
explain what is he going to
yeah, maybe
ask
Mr.
for
Jim
us.
was trying to see whether or not this is the system that is being applied to in Bukit Vista. But like I think some several points are already covered. Like interns here are like apa ya? They are being informed right before interning that the internship is unpaid, etc., etc. I think some of the points that are listed here are in line with what we are doing, but I haven't actually read and understand all of them. So yeah, maybe like I think for point 1 and 7 we are already in line. Okay, so does anyone like have anything to add regarding this matter, or should we move to the next discussion?
Personally for me, like I still have no like currently I have no idea why Jing bring this topic up. So I have apa ya? Like I have no basis of like commenting gitu sih.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Pak Syahid. Okay, and then so maybe we move to our next topic for the discussion management, or yeah. Okay. I believe this one we already discussed last Scrum, yeah.
Yes, we can discuss mine, Kevin. We can
Okay,
open the
right,
community chat with
right.
something.
Okay, so this one is from Kara. There's community chapter trial milestone for the update. So maybe I will give this to Kara to introduce.
Okay, thank you. So this is basically the milestone and checkpoints that we discussed on the previous Scrum that Jing requested. So basically, there are 6 days as usual, but I divided checkpoints to be checked by Jing every Monday, and if I'm not mistaken, in the last Let's see one by one. So the first day, this is for whoever going to roll out the trials program for the future leader. First day has to be had a pairing session with CEO about introductions, all about the chapter. So this one is community. So the leader is going to have a pairing session with CEO about community. CM's follow up interview nggak usah dibuka. This is from yesterday. And then the second things that needs to be conducted on first day is pairing with senior to dig deeper about community frictions. Jadi the ideas is that the first day the person needs to observe everything, like from the CEO, from seniors to detect the frictions and problems that is happening on the chapters. Yang kedua sama senior aja, either Tendi or Rafik, boleh salah satu aja. The third one is that self-observations, as I told you previously, other than the meeting, it is expected for the candidates to look up by her or himself about the frictions again and problems. Jadi not necessarily HR going to ask, okay, you have to. We only going to encourage, but on how exactly they need to find it themselves, whether from surfing on the Trello or bigger or anything. And in this part, HR or seniors will only give the sources needed. Let's say that the access of bigger, we need to make sure that they have got it, or the access of papers, Trello, itu yang paling HR and community seniors needs to be alert. Itu. And then Scrum, I heard Scrumnya community itu twice in a week, so I put it on Monday. Terus HR orientation ini berlaku either this person going to be onboarded by himself atau in team. In team kan usually we're going to have like this discussion between the team regarding the HR orientation. So itu bisa digabung. That's the first plan. Jadi first plan after he's doing observation research, go to the second day which is presenting plan. Presenting plan ini lebih ke pertama, of course we're going to have all hands on Tuesday, right? And then presenting the 5 days project to seniors. So ini presentingnya regarding the project, bukan research, bukan yang biasanya what we're going to do, tapi what exactly this person will going to do in the next 5 days. Jadi usually we assign and delegate tasks, right? For example, for uni right now, I delegated tasks for university outreach. For senior level, we don't delegate tasks. They need to select their own tasks. They need to detect their own problems on what they can do within the time of 5 days gitu. Of course, it's not going to show an extensive result. Sebenarnya resultnya uni that is very impressive. I would like to personally appreciate that you get respond and people to actually upload it online about the job ads and such. That's good. For this one, ya kita nggak really expect that it's going to be something changing the SLA or such, but at least this person can contribute to something, a project just like what uni did gitu. Cuman bedanya kalau uni, I am the one delegating the task, but this senior level, chapter lead level, has to select their own. And then it's just going to be like maybe 30 minutes to present to traffic or Tendi. Tapi sebenarnya kenapa aku kasih panah ke Jing? Karena currently best judgment for community will be Jing, right? So pertama Jing dulu, but if Jing cannot make it to the presentation itself, then it's going to be proxy to Rafik and Tendi. I think kebalik ya, but yeah. Hello, sir, just in time. So I'm presenting about the milestone for the trials days for the community chapter lead positions. First day, first day is basically going to pair with you to discuss about all community, how your perspective to see and vision about community chapters. And then still on the first day, they're going to have pairing session with the senior to dig deeper about your discussions, specifically about community frictions that Andy or Rafi currently going, and then self-observation about the chapters. And this is going to be HR, and the seniors will only provide all the resources needed. So for example, granting access of paper, granting access of bigger and such, so that they can explore more and more maximum lah. And then during the first day, the candidates will create a framework of a 5 days project detecting friction. So, for example, I mentioned to the team like Uni. Uni did a very good job during the trials doing the delegated task. But for chapter lead position, it's no longer delegated task by HR or the team, but they have to select their own task, their own challenge. So they have to come up with, of course, we're not expecting something changing SLA or entire workflow, but we're expecting that they can actually predict and not predict, observe and detecting what is the main friction on the community that can be done or contribute within the 5 days. So on the second day, they will present what project they select to Rafik, Tandy, or to you. I would prefer, if it's possible, it should be Rafik and Tandy first. But if it's like regarding judgment and such, maybe it can be you. Tapi I think it's safe to be Rafik and Tandy because it's just about the project they will contribute. So I think
Mhm.
first one will be Rafik and Tandy, and then again HR orientations. That's second day. The third day is going to be the person doing the projects, more explorations and executions. Day 4 there's scrum and same things. Day 5 is also the same, and the 6 days it's going to be presenting two things. First, the person needs to present the project progress that they select themselves on the last day. The attendees should be, I think Rafik attendee should be fine, but if Jing wants to attend, it's also okay. But the mandatory one for Jing is the presentation of what will they do if they're accepted as community chapter lead positions. So it's
Mhm.
usually like the presentation plan research for the interns, but this one is specifically about the leader position. So what are you
Okay.
going to do? I think so. In summary, Jing needs to attend first day for the pairing with CEO for what is it, telling or aligning the vision, mission, and such of the community decision. And then the last day only for presentation of what their plan to actually see if they're accepted as community chapter lead. That's from my side. So maybe do you have any comment regarding this?
Yes. Okay. So I just got together with Shaylin and Arvi to create a framework for a few things that we want to apply. This, I think, is a good, Arvi and Shaylin, I think this is a good version one of how we will roll out the community management trial that ours done. So it's project focused, it tests competency of vision, it tests competency of strategic planning. We need also to test influence and also the ability to delegate too as well. Because whoever succeeds, let's say, in this particular position, they will definitely need to be very influential around the community, internally within the chapter, and also externally to the partners. And they will need to be able to delegate as well. One of the inspirations that we just came up with was if they could actually invent or implement an SLA of their own choosing. Now, I agree that the time spent might be very compacted. For this to actually work, I think some of the orientation needs to be done before the candidate arrives, such as looking at past videos or studying material. But I think for right now, this is what we have. So this, I think, is it's a good framework for how we can proceed. Um, in terms of the first day, could I go up to the first day, Ara, and see what I'm supposed to do? Am I supposed to? Okay, so introduction about CM. Um, let's see. Okay, so I'm interviewing them based on their competency about what community management is about, right?
Basically, you're going to have a sessions that you can utilize for whatever you need to dig deeper, because this person is going to
Hmm,
be the one reporting to you, right?
I
So
see. Okay.
yeah, you need to detect based on your preferences of selecting candidates, right? So you have
Okay.
a direct contact with the leader itself.
Okay, let's put, instead of me, let's put the let's say the, just use a variable right now. Let's just call it the chapter lead evaluator. Later on, or when we go into the leadership meeting, you'll probably see the context of what I mean by that. This chapter lead will probably not be reporting to me. It will be reporting to the chief operating officer that we are setting up. So most likely that. But I think, okay, this is a good first draft. I think this is something that we can use in the meantime. And then for Arvi and Shaylin, we'll continuously evolve this to look for the key strategic things. Ara, I want to double check with you whether you believe these are the three most important factors we need to determine in a chapter lead candidate. It is essentially strategic planning or strategic thinking, influence, and delegation.
Yeah, agree. Totally
Yeah?
agree.
Okay. So throughout the process, we need to be able to have checkpoints on whether or not a person has demonstrated these particular skill sets and qualities. So, okay. Anyhow, this is good for now. Let's take this and build more on it, Shaylin and Arby. Okay. Thank you, Ara, for that.
Okay, so that is for community management chapter lead trial milestone. So maybe does anyone have anything to add regarding this matter? Okay, and then maybe we move to the next topic regarding the internship integrity. Maybe Mr. Jing can help us provide some context for this one.
Okay, fantastic. I came to the sudden realization I think the internship population at our company is now greater than our actual employee population, which can be seen as somewhat of a success in some ways. Recently, I just watched a new HBO special too called Industry. I don't know if you guys have seen it before. It's actually about interns working at an investment bank. It kind of trigger some thoughts. I looked deeper into this and I realized that it's actually fairly common in a lot of industries to process a lot of interns. For example, investment banks like Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, they accept almost 200 interns in their programs out of an employee population of around maybe 500. So during the internship programs, what happens is actually pretty interesting. So the groups at large, let's say banks are actually divided into squads, very similar to chapters here at Bukit Vista. And essentially, interns are sort of competing for full-time positions within each particular team. So there are some types of, I'd say, channels, and I think we need to be clear about this because I heard a few of the leads asking, okay, what is an intern's role? What is not intern's role? And it can be kind of confusing sometimes. So what is not, I think, is this. Um, Andre approached me and he said, "Hey, look, interns should be given less complicated roles because they're not full time here." And I disagreed with that. I said, I think you need to assign roles based on what you estimate each person's capability is. And you should not do like what Manuel said, limit a person's ability to progress because they're in a certain role or not. You should allow for as much upswing as possible. But where that does get kind of dicey, and it can be dicey, is if we start asking people to do unpaid labor. That's not what we should as a company go for because I don't think that inspires the light. So basically, I think this is a good guideline for is does our internship program. I just have everybody please. Intern is the primary beneficiary of the program, that they are getting experience, that sacred pact, that we are positively transforming and inspiring delight for the people who are working here at Bukit Vista, intern or full-time employee, then I think we are on track. If we start deviating and doing something else, then we are perhaps off track, and that needs to be brought up for discussion and changes in policy. Okay, so anyways, I leave this as an exercise for everybody to consume and to understand. And if you have any questions about it, please bring it up at the next discussion. If you have any doubts or uncertainties, please.
Okay, so apparently Mr. Jin left, right? So apparently this primary beneficiary test is to be used as our guidelines, right? So I think yes, because the first time I read it, I was like, isn't this what we are already doing in Bukit Vista? Like the guideline is very similar, I think, to our system when it comes to interning. So
Okay,
yeah.
sorry about that. Yeah, it was my laptop I had unplugged, so I'm going to my phone now. Anyway, please read it, understand it from the HR perspective. And if there's any questions or anything, please let's have open discussions about these things. We are once again an innovative company, so we are actually crossing it over into new territory every single day as our internship top of funnel becomes more successful with PR programs that Cynthia is bringing in. I think we will be looking at perhaps larger and larger intern populations, which is not a bad thing. But I think we need to do the right thing to set the right culture about how we manage and how we implement the internship programs. Okay, that's my piece. If there's any discussion, let's go over right now. If there's not, then just please read, understand, and bring it up for more discussion on the next HR sometime. Okay, that's it. Back to Kevin and the chair.
Okay, okay. For me, I don't think I have anything to add because, yeah, like I said earlier, when reading the guidelines, I think it's already very similar to what we are already doing. So yeah, okay. And then so I guess we're moving to our next discussion. So right, this is Kak Shalin ya. So HR Employee Journal Evaluator. So maybe itu Kak Shalin.
Okay. So yeah, like the HR team had a pairing session with Ara in the morning, and like I was wondering, right? So for the employee journal, normally the CLs will like evaluate the team members. So I'd like to ask to you, sir. So for HR, how are you going to implement it, right?
I need to delegate that. So the best way I can do this is I'd like to ask Shaylin to be my delegate for writing feedback to the members. Shaylin, we can split this work up. The way I was thinking about it is we can do a few things. I can either delegate it to you, and then you're probably the best person to do it because you have, let's say, the most engagement with the rest of the team. And then I would do your journal, of course, right? Or if you want, you could also split up the leadership duties, assign me a mentee, and then we could split up more in parallel. So that I think is the best approach that I can think of for how to lead that. Um, what do you think? Do you want to? This depends on your bandwidth too, as well. If you want, I have some bandwidth right now. I could take on a mentee to just watch their performance and progress. Um, but that's more of a you and me discussion, I think, actually. So
Right.
yeah,
Okay. Okay, sir. So yeah, for this one, so yeah, I think we can, I can take the delegation, but I'll see whether I'll have enough bandwidth for everyone. So yeah, that's
of
it.
course.
Thank you.
Jalen, let's do this. Let's have a sub discussion on how we want to share those responsibilities and duties. Yeah, so that that part becomes good.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so for this one, there will be a sub discussion to discuss this matter further from Mr. Jing and Kak Shen. Okay, um, so we're moving to our next discussion management topic, which is do we have anything more to discuss?
Maybe let's go to this one. Yeah, I would like to know Mr. Jing's opinion about the theme that I put here.
I'm sorry, Karfi. I think your voice was cracking. Could you maybe repeat what you said again? Yeah, I can't hear you. I'm not
Cannot?
sure if anybody else can, but yeah, I cannot hear you on my end.
It's kind of delay actually.
Okay.
Yeah, delay.
If I heard correctly, RV wants an opinion about this particular theme for the next BVE talk. Is that correct? Uh, sh- oh, yeah. Okay,
Okay, yeah,
Arby,
that.
great question. So this is what I've discussed with Ray. Cynthia, Ray has agreed to speak at the next BVE talk. We need to make a few decisions. So decision one is actually decision one is the number. I prefer not to use 13, lucky number. Um, I don't know if that's Indonesian or not, or Asian or not in general, but 13 is kind of like, eh. So we need to decide what number to call it. Is it number 13 or number 14? Decision one. Okay, decision two is the timing. Um, the best time for somebody like Ray is probably in the evening around 8 or 9 p.m. That translates into about noontime in this world, right? In Wita. Singapore, China, whatever, right? So it's going to be in February. I'm not sure if a school day is better or a weekend is better, but that's something we need to consider the timing, right? So second decision is when you want to do it. And the third is, yes, the topic. So Arvi, Ray is, how would I say? What she's good at is she's good at seeing potential, right? She's an investor and she seeds startups. So her expertise is more on being an entrepreneur, doing the things that you need to do early on to get a entrepreneur cycle started. Investment advice for entrepreneurs. Um, the intended audience, I would imagine, are people who are looking to, let's say, start or develop or grow their own businesses in the way that it would get investors' attention, right? Because she is part of 500 Startups, an incubator. So you have, I think, a really good package there on business development. But we need to somehow match it. We need to sort of merge it together with her expertise. So there's a lot of overlap there, and we just need to find where that overlap is. We need this theme because this is the type of person that we are looking to hire. But remember this too, when you hire business development people, they generally do not, the best business development people are kind of like the best HR people, right? They don't necessarily come because they want to do HR. They come because they want to do something else, but they need to do business development to do that something else. So they want to acquire users, or they want to grow their product, or they want to do something else. And that is a entrepreneurial streak. We need somebody with that motivation right now to begin our business development cycle. So Ray is the kind of person that you would want to inspire that kind of person. And then as a skill to do that, as a practice of doing that, then that's where business development becomes the pathway to do that type of work. So similar to nursing, I suppose. So I think if you want to help people, if you want to help people who are suffering, then that's kind of like nursing is one of the ways to engage that. Similarly, I think that would be essentially the pathway to connect this speaker to ultimately the audience that we want to be in the pocket. Now, Cynthia, one thing that is pretty exciting. Ray attracts a how would I say a more global audience, right? Outside of the Southeast Asia region. She's pretty well known in Hong Kong, Taiwan, China, Korea, that sort of Northeast Asia segment, right? So utilize that, I think, as a way of actually bridging your audience now to kind of like a different region too as well. This is a way to take the BBE talk and move it to a region where Ray already has like a native audience there. 500 startups. You can see some of the work they've done. They funded Canva, which is something we use all the time. Grab, GitLab, the speaker, if you guys were there at the talk. Udemy, Bukalapak, and some other big unicorns there. These are billion-dollar companies. And then there's some other $100 million companies that, unfortunately, I didn't hear of yet, but I'm sure they're pretty exciting. That are also there as well. Okay, that's so Arby. Yes. So long story short, we need to merge sort of like her expertise together with our topic, but I think there is a lot of overlap. I'll let you guys get creative to think of what that overlap is and how to capture value from it.
Right. Okay. So Maybe to Karfi, do you want to respond to Mr. Jing's comments?
Yes. Actually, I put this topic before Mr. Jing like responded, and then he responded with Rima, and yeah, I think we have to like see her expertise, and then what kind of things that we can bring out, and then positively what kind of people that we want to positively transform as well. So yeah, I'll come up with another idea.
Yeah, your current ideas, if I may, RV, your current ideas are already pretty cool. The art of developing business, I think, is pretty good. That is essentially entrepreneurship, right? And that is something that she can speak about in a good way, and that is something that would attract the right audience. So you kind of have it there already. It's just needs to be kind of more tightly fitted.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, so we're moving to our next discussion management topic. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, we're supposed to talk about apa the McKinsey book. I think the one where or not.
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember.
the wait.
Yes, this is the one.
Um, the one where Carvey divided the segments of the books
Nobody
to
can.
certain people, or
Yes,
okay. So this one, right? So this is from Mr. J. Vision and Leadership Discovery. How can we gain insights from experts to develop the best HR strategy in a condition of COVID uncertainty? So first one is from Kak Shalin. So maybe to Kak Shalin, would you like to elaborate?
Okay. So I got the very last part actually, but yeah, here are my takeaways. So basically, like everyone needs to work together. Like everyone in the travel industry, like airlines, hotels, restaurants, etc. In order to achieve the best possible recovery position, it can be like initiated by from the government, or even you can have like partnership with other travel industry players. So it's more important to like collaborate rather than like competing, especially in this situation. Um, and then the other part is that if you want to sustain, like business operations strategy needs to be changed. It needs to be more flexible and agile and in adapting to demands. In some companies, automation helps a lot, but it's back again to like what type of like the sector you are handling. And then from the HR side, like companies need to like prioritize the talents for in certain areas of business. So it's like taking the best talents to fill up the most important positions like during this pandemic. So for example, for like frontline employees, like in um, like restaurants, hotels, or like even in Bukit Vista, um, the training can be what adjusted to focus more on authenticity, empathy, and de-escalation. As we know that people are like what they are afraid to travel, so we want to like build their anticipation to travel rather than building anxiety to travel. So yeah, those are actually my takeaways from this article. So yeah.
Okay, thank you Kak Shalin for the update. And then next one is from Karfi. So maybe to Karfi.
thank you. Yes, the tourism will progress through four stages, which are crisis period, pandemic recovery, and then economic recovery, and then the normal. What we see right now in Indonesia is we are still in the crisis period because the first wave is still undefinable whether or not it is already passed or not. Because, yeah, I already provided uh, a graph here, and then a few days ago we reached like 14K. We don't want a gold number, 25K, but yeah, still, it's it's depressing to see actually the number of daily new cases, because the number of tests that we are doing is actually not enough, is actually not good enough. So I think we still have new cases that are not diagnosed yet. That's the case. But on the brighter side, we are starting to get vaccines. And then hopefully, not many people refuse to get vaccines because, yeah, we heard some stuff that they are there are some kind of people that don't want to get vaccinated. And then for the economic side, this is from BBC article. We are facing recession in 1 to 2 years. So aligning with the McKinsey article here, we can see the projection. If the fear is contained and slow recovery, then the recovery year will be on 2023. And then if there's virus recurrence, even with slow long-term growth, it will be on 2024, the recovery year. Um, for the aligning with HR, I think we have to prepare for those years to come. We are in 2021, and then let's say that the tourism in Indonesia will thrive in 2023 with new normal like condition. Then I think we will have to like expand. We want to expand our business as well, and then we are preparing for, yeah, a good turnover rate, and then talent retention, and then leadership and talent density, etc. Um, Back to the question that Mr. Jing asked on the topic, how we can gain insights from experts to develop the best HR strategy in a condition of COVID uncertainty. I think the first one that we want to know is the COVID COVID apa namanya overview in Indonesia and its relation to the tourism. We want to like gain experts' view on this. Few days ago, I think I saw an article from Persatuan Hotel Bali atau apa gitu. Aku lupa organisasinya. I forget the organization, but yeah, they provide very good initial updates to the tourism in Bali regarding the COVID guidelines and everything. Untuk HR-nya sendiri, HR strategy, I think it is still regarding the working environment during the pandemic. When will we have no, I think I already heard that we want to still maintain the hybrid method of company, right, sir?
Oh, what does hybrid mean?
Uh, we don't only operate on site, but also allows people to work
Yeah,
remotely.
I think we're probably going to be a remote company for forever. Like that's pretty much part of our new culture now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I think we need to like improve more on the working environment for the sustainability of remote working culture in Bukit Vista. Yeah, thank you, Kevin.
Okay. So next part, I guess I'm gonna go next. So this is regarding the travel sector's health risk and strength. So for hotels that have various price points, like different types of products and different geographic location settings, they might fare better during the pandemic. And like many budget and economy properties perform better than luxury properties when compared yeah during the pandemic, because this is because economy hotels are able to reach demands that remain healthy despite travel restrictions like truck drivers. So I guess this is more relevant to the western settings, since people here don't I don't think drivers stay in hotels. Yeah. And then yeah, so
Oh yeah.
next one is vacation rentals. So this vacation rentals like beachfront villas, it, basically properties that are closer to nature fare significantly better than hotels, because like hotels they tend to be crowded, right? And during this time of pandemic, people tend to move away from crowded places. So vacation rentals like beachfront villas, luxury resorts, basically anything that are placed in remote geographical settings, I guess they have a better chances surviving in during this pandemic. Then the top priority is to deepen relationships with homeowners or partners. So we should like maybe provide industry insights for our partners, since they need that something like idea like about the market that they are investing in. Like maybe we should like um, ensure them that this is the situation is going to recover over time. Then, as for online travel agencies, so this sector is um, faring better than travel sectors, because due to its variable cost structure. So, take for example like Expedia Group, they experience revenue fall by 82%, and then they cut sales and marketing costs. I guess this is because people are less likely to come during the pandemic, right? Because travel restrictions, so it is kind of useless, I guess, if you like do promotional campaign intensively, I would say. Right. So that's pretty much it from me. And I noticed that the time is already 2 p.m. So is it okay to keep going? Yeah. Okay, if we are going to continue the discussion, next part supposed to be Kak Ara ya.
It's my last day,
Kevin,
Kevin.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah, we're
yes Kak.
going to have another meeting at 3, which is like
Okay,
now. So
right.
yeah.
Okay, right. Okay, so that I guess that is the end of our scrum today. So thank you for everyone for coming. I will let you guys go about your day. So thank you for everyone for attending.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay, bye
Thank you,
bye.
Kevin.
Bye.